Since 2006, many people have been playing in the sandbox that is Garry's mod, and since then, it's been getting lots of updates. I for one have been playing this game since 2011, yep, as Gmod was still that good old GM construct background. But this isn't about me, of course. When Gamemodes came out, it felt like there were new possibilities that were on the rise, and with Gmod getting new additions to every update, it's clear to say that things would be getting better. Now let's skip over 12 years later. The year is 2018. Everything is calm, life is going pretty good, you feel like you're on top of the world. You decide to play Garry's mod as usual, you find a really cool game mode to try out. After playing it for hours, you decide that this is probably your new favorite game mode out of everything else. You're probably thinking that I'm talking about myself. Well, yes and no. My favorite game mode is Zombie Survival, by the way. But now let's jump to the present. Let's say you want to play this game mode with some people online, but you come to find out that this game mode is empty. I mean, like, little to no servers or people playing this game mode anymore like they used to 4 years ago. You may be asking yourself, what kind of game mode is it, and does it really deserve to have little or no people playing it? That's why we're here today. We're going to be taking a dive into possibly one of the most underrated game modes of all time. This is Jazztronauts. So we first start off in some kind of vehicle. This is where everything begins. Once you push the button that's in front of you, that's when it tells you your goal, which is to provide support to the rebel base that's under attack. You are then teleported to the base. That's where you'll need to help out the rebels. At first, this feels nothing like the game mode that was shown in the screenshots or the video. As you walk through the base, you see how everything is, well, pretty much dead. Once you make it to this door, you'll see the rebels running from something. It doesn't seem to be Combine or anything we've seen before. It's able to kill them all with just one explosion. Afterwards, the door opens, leaving you to investigate what happened. Or if you're like me and too lazy, you'll just continue on and walk upstairs. There's another door later on that seems you'll have to go through, but getting close to it will... yeah. From here, you'll continue on seeing different parts of the map, like this huge catwalk, or even the woods. Once you crawl through this vent, you'll once again be teleported to another room with this weird looking rock thing. I'm not sure what it really is. Then what comes next is completely a twist in this map. There are 4 cats? Yep, these cats are the main characters of the game mode, as well as the main part of the story. They talk about how the map is, as I said before, dead, which means they aren't normally a part of this map according to the black cat. Another cat finds a shard, which will be important for later. They talk about how they had guests with them before. After a bit of arguing between both the black and gray cat, they point a gun to the wall and disappear. Once they're gone, a small latch opens for you to advance through the map. Going through it will drop you down into a new room that doesn't match the style of what we saw before. Moving forward, a stun baton drops from the ceiling that one of the cats accidentally dropped. Picking it up will make you acquire it, the weapon being labeled as the Prop Snatcher. The Prop Snatcher is your main tool for this game mode. It's able to pretty much steal any props that are in the map. When you do steal them, a half-baked looking Dr. Kleiner with the gravity gun, A-posing, will lift the prop out and into the sky or ceiling, depending on where you are. Or, if you're a Gmod veteran like me, you'd refer to him as a minge bag. The Prop Snatcher is also capable of stealing brushes. Brushes being the walls, floor, or even the sky, basically the foundation of the map. If there were no brushes, there would be no map. After you get through all the rooms, you stand on this floor that tells all players to stand on it. Once everyone does, it will open the door, or break it technically since it really isn't the door. You then once again find the cats, looking for the Prop Snatcher they dropped from before. While the two from before still argue with each other, the gray cat recalls about how one of the guests they had before was torn in half by attempting to be saved by a Combine APC that didn't have player collision, while the black cat says that it was years ago and that they hardly knew how the engine worked, which probably means they've been to different game engines before, which would be really cool to see. Suddenly, one of them notices you and lets the others know you are caught. The orange cat has a proposition for you. Once you're able to finally meet them, they take you back to their hub, and that is where the story begins. So now that we've traveled back to the hub, the cats will now introduce us to who they are. We have the bartender, the singer, the pianist, and the cellist, who kind of looks like the Joker for some reason. The bartender explains that they want you to break into dimensions, which are maps that don't belong to you, and steal everything you can and give it to them. In exchange, they will pay you money depending on how much you've stolen from the last map, and that if you don't want to join them, they will send you back to the main menu, thus making you have to replay through the entire prologue all over again. After agreeing to join them, they'll show you around and tell you how to play, starting off with telling you how the trolley works, which basically is your way in and out of a map. They also give you car keys that act as a beacon for the trolley. It used to be a pistol, but they changed it in their recent updates. You basically point it at a brush, and it'll crash right through wherever you point it. Whether it would be the floor or a wall, it doesn't matter. Next up is the TV, which is a browser hub for maps. Once you're able to find a map after scrolling through maps with cursed thumbnails like lewd anime girls or just random pictures of people or animals, you just click on the button behind you and the trolley will spawn, allowing you to travel to the map you've selected. After that, they talk about the prop snatcher, which I already covered in the last chapter. Whenever you steal a prop, it'll show you how much it's worth on the top left corner, and you'll be able to exchange that later when you return to the bar using the trash chute. Oh, and one last thing I almost forgot to mention. The main reason they want you for the job is to gather shards, which in the bartender's words are naturally occurring space-time phenomena that can be harvested, which they want for reasons we weren't told. The minimum amount of shards are 100, but can be changed with console commands, but that would be cheating, unless you're raising the minimum to something higher. Once they get their amount of shards required, they'll let you go whenever you'd like. After agreeing, they send you on your way. Working for a group of thieves, what could go wrong? As long as the space police aren't after you, you should be free to go with the flow. Jazztronauts' goal sounds pretty simple so far, right? Well, as I would agree with you there, it can actually be a bit more complicated depending on whether you're just going for shards or plan to steal the whole map. There's plenty of goals you can set for your gameplay, whether that be only going for shards or to get as rich as possible. There aren't really any limits to what you're allowed to do here, and Jazz also seems to work for just about any map. It supports prop hunt, zombie survival, sandbox maps, even the entire Half-Life 2 campaign, if you really want to get interesting. So pretty much any map is supported, and can be very therapeutic if you're looking for a game mode that takes things easy, and doesn't have to be competitive. But if you want it to be, you can turn off shared money in the developer console if you want to compete with your friends. Which I forgot to mention, everything everyone collects in the server, money is shared, meaning that if you didn't get as much props as someone else, there's no need to worry about falling behind with affording upgrades or new tools. Nothing like a little communism if you ask me. Moving on, you can go to the bartender who offers you upgrades and a shop to get new tools. I'll save them for you to check out since they're pretty cool. Talking to the cats, they will offer you side quests. If they need something, they'll ask you to go out and gather a number of items they request. If you're able to finish the quest, you'll be paid by them. Quests will get harder and harder each time you do the next one. For example, the cellist would want you to get Dr. Kleiner, the singer would like you to get Alex, and the pianist would want you to get a horse statue. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that they'll want you to get more rare props you wouldn't see often in maps. After completing quests, you'll get cutscenes that explain more of the story and help you get to know them more. Once you're able to get all 100 shards, the cats are able to start a festival, mixing the shards into a drink to help you get to it. You must now steal the Samsara Bar, meaning that you do what you would do best: steal everything you possibly can. Once it is done, the void shell will collapse, meaning that you'll finally be able to get to the festival. Now hold on tight, because this part is gonna get crazy. Now that we made it onto some floating platform, you can see some figures, which turn out to be cutouts of stock images of people. A band, in fact, called the Bortles, or the Bortles? I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. So since you made it, and it isn't much to look at, they agree to share some knowledge with you. Some existential-like questions you may have. You'll get to have 3 options. They're not like genies or anything, so you don't get to wish anything. It doesn't really matter what you choose here. After they share the knowledge with you, they'll perform for you a bit. Afterwards, you'll return to the bar, everything looking back to normal. Even though we did destroy it, the bartender explains to reach the center, you must discard of all earthly or voidly attachments, including your attachments to yourself, and the shard juice was able to help out with that. The cats thank you for helping them out, and let you know that you're welcome to the bar anytime you'd like. And that's the end of Jazztronauts. Or is it? Now just when you thought we were done with Jazz, there's actually more things than I have been showing so far. When you complete Jazztronauts, you'll have the option to rebirth. When you do, you'll pretty much reset the game, but your progress on missions will be saved. And as a bonus, you'll get twice the money now. Every time you rebirth, this number here will go up by 1 each time you do. The higher it is, the more money you're paid out. Now you're probably asking, what's the difference this time? Well, when you make it back to the hub, you'll see an exclamation mark and a question mark, as if it's trying to tell you it's urgent, but it could be anything. Upon walking up to it, you'll see a coffin and a podium that rises out from the ground. Clicking on it will transition you to another map. It appears to be dark and looks nothing like the game mode once again. There's only one door. Entering it, you'll see it's some kind of apartment. You're able to interact with just a few items around the house, like paintings and even the stove. Most of the doors appear to be locked, but there is another one that's open, which leads to a bedroom with only a small mattress on the floor. After spending time in the small apartment, a new cat appears, but seems to be completely dark and red. It explains that it wonders why people came to visit them, and even touch the shards of itself. After the cat talks to you, you are immediately returned to the bar, like as if nothing happened. But when you enter a map to do your job as usual, you may come across a dark and red cube, similar to what the cat looked like. Getting near it will spawn a podium just like before. Activating it will steal all brushes that are in the map, as well as making the void dark and red instead of its usual pink. Once it's done, you're free to do what you'd usually do. Leaving with the trolley, you'll notice that the usual music that plays no longer plays. This is some real creepypasta vibes that the game is giving out. Sometime after collecting a number of dark cubes, you'll be brought back to the apartment level, only this time the doors move down from where it originally was. Entering it is the same apartment. You actually travel here a total of 3 times. Returning to the bar, you'll notice that the sign from before now counts how many black cubes are remaining, so you'll have to be on the lookout for these cubes if you want to see the alternate ending. The more you collect these cubes, the more the game changes. Like the amount of shards you'd usually collect now has a different style to it, and the shards are no longer present. Only the black cube would remain from here on out, like as if you are in too deep with this, and there is no going back. After you collect all 10 black cubes, once you return to the bar, it's dead silent. No sounds, no cats in sight, and the shard tank is also missing. Walking around, you'll go to the trash chute to pull on the lever. Doing this, the black cube will spawn behind the curtains. At this point, you know what you have to do. Activating the cube will destroy the bar, just like it has with the other maps you've visited. Once it's done, you are confronted by the black and red cat once again, on a rooftop, which its goal is to destroy everything it can until nothing remains, and it wants your help to complete that mission. There's no other way out. The only thing we can do now is either accept or refuse. Okay, I kinda lied about that. There is actually another way through. If you helped all the cats from earlier with their quests, you are able to call them for help. They come crashing in with a trolley, and you quickly get inside, trying to escape the demonic cat. After a couple of times of it attempting to destroy you, the cat goes from being black and red to a rainbow, similar to the shards. After escaping it, they all go in for a group hug, and later throw a big party with all the NPCs, together and celebrating that they didn't die. The bartender was able to feel the cat's pain and anger. This could mean that the two may have had some sort of connection that she isn't telling us, but we may never know the answer for sure. After everyone is happy, they put on one final performance for you, and the party is a big success. And that is the true ending of Jazztronauts. So after going over everything, I hope that you now understand Jazztronauts more, and may even be interested in playing it. While the game mode is pretty much dead, I think it may be because everyone has pretty much played through the story and understands how everything works at this point. But since game modes have open source script files, this means that people are able to make their own missions, tweak the gameplay, or even make a completely different story if they really wanted to. And since Jazztronauts is still being updated to this day, I think that it isn't completely dead. Not yet. And with new jazz-inspired content on the workshop, I think it's safe to say that Jazztronauts may be having a comeback. Maybe not in servers, but with your friends. I really enjoyed talking about this game mode, and why it feels like it's an underrated masterpiece to me. I'm Grimshaw245, and thanks for watching. Once again, please check out my Ko-fi page, as well as my Discord server below. The server is kinda dead, but with enough people, we could probably make it come alive more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.